Assalamualaikum and hi. My name is Syafiq bin Sairi. My matrix number is 291214, and I will be doing soldering with a ASP32 board. Um, so there is four steps for this soldering. The first one is cutting the necessary male and female headers. The second is soldering the top part. Um, the third step is to check the arrangement and making adjustment, and the fourth step is to complete the overall soldering. For the first step, it is to measure and cutting the necessary male and female headers to fit the ESP32 slots. This part seems simple at first, but I actually struggled a bit with cutting them cleanly. That I noticed that some edges were a little off, that I had to trim a few pieces again to make sure they are sit properly on the board. It was a small challenge, but overall I managed to handle it properly. There were some times where I couldn't properly hold the part of the headers while cutting, which resulted in accidentally flying it away, and it taught me that it is important to wear the safety glasses in the first place. Despite the hiccups, it was quite fun handling the component and preparing them for the next step. Once I had the headers ready, both female and male headers, I started by soldering only the top part of each headers. This helped keep everything in place while still allowing me to fix the alignment later if needed. I had to be careful, however, with how much heat and solder I use, since if it's too little, then the pin would stick properly. If it's too much, then it could overflow and sometimes accidentally connect to the other sides. Where this part was where I really started to struggle, since it is my first time handling soldering. After the top parts were done, I took a step back to check everything, as some headers weren't perfectly straight. So I carefully adjusted them before moving on, and I paid close attention to the arrangement, alignment, and the tidiness, because Dr. Hanis, our lecturer, would be checking all of that to evaluate later on. This part felt a bit like quality control, and I realized how important passion is in soldering. Afterwards, I felt satisfied since the pins lined up nicely after I adjusted them. Once I was happy with the setup, I continued soldering the rest of the pins. This part was really enjoyable and went a bit faster because the headers were already secured. It takes a long time, but I try to focus on making clean, strong joints and avoiding messy solder blobs. After completing everything, I did a final visual check, and probably later we'll test the connectivity with Dotanis using the Smart Digital Multimeter detector. Seeing it all come together and work properly was honestly a pretty cool moment. Overall, this was a really cool experience for me. There were definitely some struggle, but it gave me a better appreciation for the detailed work that goes into even smaller electronic tasks like this, and would definitely love to try more hands-on stuff like this in the future. Thank you.